I'll check here if it appears.
Yes,
It's
I
on.
think we are live. It
Yeah,
works. It says live here.
says live. Hello, David. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Very honored. Thank you for the invitation.
I really appreciate that. It's always a pleasure to be on your company. It's like it puts things down. It's like all the things that usually are getting complex in my mind. When I follow a call with you or participate to a class live, it's like, wow, finally it's not that complicated. It could be more simple. And
Yes.
I really appreciate that gift. So tonight we are talking, as usual, for this guest time about the pleasure for Earth. This is the main topic, let's say, pleasure
Okay.
and Earth. And I think my first question would be about success. Yeah, let's go like this. My interesting point of view is that success actually requires maybe only one thing, is for me to receive from the earth. When I connect with the earth, it's like I'm in the energy of success. I'm in the energy of richness, of money as well. When I with the horses, etc. So I'm a beginner very much in this experience, and I'm very interested in I mean, the way you ease things, and the way you have transformed your life. And maybe we'll talk about you a bit more, because for those who don't know you, if there is still, but the way you have transformed your life and make it a success every day, how much could that be related to the pleasure and to the earth, according to your experience?
Well, what you said is actually a description of what success could be. Because nowadays, success is something very different. People, when they talk about success, it's about a certain career, a certain position, a certain amount of money, a certain level of items you have. People always connect success with having an item, a big car, a penthouse apartment, a big house somewhere, a second home somewhere. This is all these items that you can buy are nowadays considered success. But what is success truly? I look at, are these people happy? So they drive their huge cars, they live in these beautiful penthouse apartments, they have these amazing positions in the big companies. But what's going on inside of them? Are they happy, or are they just torturing themselves, waiting for retirement to then start living? I deal a lot. As you know, I'm an international lawyer. I work in finance, so I deal a lot with successful people. And what I discovered is that many people have the desire to connect with nature, to connect with Earth. They want to actually slow down a bit from being stressed, from hunting all these items that people have to have in order to be successful. So I get there's a big demand for change, where we actually look at a different way of success. And the way I look at a successful life is actually not how many items do I have. It's actually, do I wake up with a big smile on my face? Am I excited about just the day that now starts, because all the things that I plan to do, that I'm supposed to do, are actually bringing me joy, are exciting. So many people work hard to then get a 2-week vacation every year, and that's about it. So what if the definition of success could be something that contributes to you every morning, to your well-being, to you? And it's not only all these expensive items that you can buy. And of course, something luxury makes a lot of people happy. If you have a lot of money, life is easier. But it's not only that. It's about the way you wake up. It's about the fun you have. It's about it's this well-being. It's this being happy. I think if people would allow themselves to to add all these elements to their definition of
Yeah.
success, there would be way more ease. And then people could actually look at, well, how does nature deal with certain things? I mean, have you ever seen nature concerned?
Well, is nature concerned in this choice that you do? Like the choice to, be happy with what you do and put a smile on your face. How does the nature contribute to that?
Well, I just do what nature does. Nature doesn't have a bad day. Well, nature doesn't have a bad day. It's just another day. If it's raining, if it's stormy, if it's hot, if it's sunny, even with all these disasters that happen, well, nature recreates itself. It's not worried. It's this knowing that life goes on. And we all know that the world won't stop turning just because some horrible things just happened in our personal surroundings. We lost shares on the stock market. The car was stolen. Of course, that's not comfortable. But does the world stop because of that? Not really.
Yeah, of course. So you're talking about the kind of trust that we have thanks to having this body on that earth, kind of trust in the nature of things. How would you call that?
Well, it's actually knowing that life goes on, okay, and life has some ups and downs. That's something we can learn to deal with. I mean, in nature, we don't have 24 hours everyday sunshine, and every one of us enjoys a sunny day. And then there are days when there is a thunderstorm. Then there are days where there is winter. Then there are days where it's just really not pleasant, but it's just temporary.
So so that's the point of view you take to remember that it's temporary. Well, either it's good or bad. It's temporary. That's the thing that helps.
Well, I think it's never good or never bad. It's just what it is for a certain period of time. So when there is something you don't really enjoy, I mean, it won't last forever. So why would you worry? And you can actually change things.
And so what do you do when you enjoy it?
Well, for example, last week, I mean, we are beginning of June. It's supposed to be summer or at least springtime. The last 4 days, I live in Vienna. We had 6 degrees. It was raining. It was cold. It was so unpleasant. At the same time, what do you do when there is really unpleasant weather out there? Well, then I was like, okay, I can't do outdoor sports. I was so looking forward to go out and be in nature. We just finished our coronavirus lockdown. And I really had this desire to be in nature, but it's not pleasant. Rainy, 6 degrees, always wet, always dark. Well, I did something else. I was like, okay, what can I do now? And there's a lot of things, to sort out and to organize, to go through all your clothing and see, okay, what can I give away? There are things that there's always an alternative available. So I wasn't really depressed. I was, okay, that doesn't work today. Let's do something else. So I sorted out all the old clothing that I don't have anymore, and giving it to someone I know from Romania, and he takes it there, and I don't know, 15 children will be happy. So, that's the way I look at it.
Is it an energy that? Well, that's really awesome. It sounds very easy and affordable for everyone. By the way, like you don't need money to make this choice. And is it something that is like? I mean, we're talking about success. I still believe we do that. So it's like success would be actually depending on a point of view that you take prior to anything you do, without depending on whatever you do. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, I don't look at any goal to reach to have success. It's not something that you reach out for. It's not something that you have in the future. It's the everyday living and being. That's a success, because if you have fun, if you are excited, if you do something during your day, and that's fun for you, that's exciting for you, you have this idea of, wow, I created something. then it's a success.
Mm-hmm. What else? What else can it be as a pleasure? How do you? Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, everybody has his own way of looking into success, and I always say there's no right or wrong way to be successful. Some people, I mean, and I also include items. I mean, I love luxury. I like to drive a nice big car, and I really enjoy it when I drive it, but I don't have to have it. I don't depend on it, and I don't make myself less when I don't have it. So it's this being independent of objects and of actually what society tells you what you should have. I always do what works for me, and everything that puts a smile on my face, I consider as a success. Can be something really stupid, simple, easy, or something really strange. But if it makes me happy, it's a success. And this is how I define my success.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for that. Most of people, when they talk about the earth, their relationship with the earth, they usually use, the experience of their body or the nature itself, going out, or getting in contact with the trees or whatever, or maybe the energies. And when you talk about it, it sounds more like something totally obvious and already here, like if it was already one and only thing, that I am like the nature, and as the nature doesn't have any care or worry for any change, why should I have any? Now, how did you get there? How did you get to this simplicity?
Well, we are a product of nature. We are nature. We just forgot about it because technology took over. I think that, with the Industrial Revolution, people started to disconnect from being in communion with nature. But we are a product of nature. I mean, you just need to look at how our body works. It's a miracle how it all works together. The food, the vitamins, the blood, it's a miracle. And you can touch it and be with it every day. And that's what nature is. It's that miracle, and we are part of it. And we just started disconnecting ourselves because somehow people decided that technology is something greater, which is not. It's about us being part of nature. This is where we come from. And I get that. I think it started like 2000, 2010 when people, they asked for more. There was a demand of where are we going with our planet? We can't keep destroying it and abusing it. So it started recently when I especially with the coronavirus lockdown. I actually enjoyed it because it allowed me to spend so much time with the things I never had time to before. And this is how I started reconnecting to where we all come from, and to see how much ease nature has with everything. So it's this, I think it's a process of, okay, do we really want to continue the way we live? Do we really want to do that? Is there something else available, something more honoring to ourselves and to nature? So this is where we come from. This is where we are part of it. So I don't see any separation from nature. And I love being in nature, but I don't have to go to the woods and hug a tree to perceive the nurturing energy of a tree. You can look out the window. You can talk to your plant that you have in the living room. It's the same. You just notice, hey, this is where you come from. That's how it all started. Why would you not enjoy it and use it and be with it?
Awesome. So for those who don't have this experience, might start by being a kind of recall, like recalling that this is a fact, right? That could help. Yeah.
It could. Just go out, look at how nature, have you ever, it's a miracle, the way nature works, the way it all feeds into each other, contributes to each other. It's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. Just start watching it. It's everywhere.
Well, there's another kind of miracle, maybe my last question for tonight. And thank you again, David Kubes, to be with us tonight.
You're very welcome.
Maybe another question and last one. Like usually when we converse about the pleasure as this connection with the earth and the energy that's flows into your body and moves, etc., and it gives a pleasure, it gives a presence that is very much pleasurable. Mm-hmm. When I connect to what you just said, it feels like when I recall myself that I am one with the nature, and actually I am at the source of everything, depending what I choose to consider and appreciate, then this very pleasure that I usually consider appears to be the energy of success, the energy of money, the energy of richness, the energy of I don't need anything. I have everything there. And I'd like to have your experience on that, because I used to have a connection with nature that puts me out of the society, out of the world. When I was connecting with nature, it was like putting me, like in retreat, like retiring from the activity. But when I connect to what you say like this, and it's like when I connect with the nature, then it brings me also the energy of success and being with others and creating with others and receiving and having more. I don't know if there's a space for a question here, but that is my question. I don't know if you get anything from that.
I get it. I absolutely get it. And what you describe this is how nature and the planet creates and generates itself. Because when you look at what money, success, if you look at money, for example, money is an invention of mankind. Money is something that doesn't come from nature. Mankind invented it to make trading easier. But at the end of the day, money is an energy like everything else. And when you look at how nature deals with resources, people are afraid that there's not enough money. Has everybody ever been afraid that there's not enough air to breathe? No. Why? Because it's always there. But money is something similar. Money was always something that was used to make your life easier, to make trading easier. People forget that it all started with creation, with trading, with your creativity. Money was added on later as an invention. And now they make it so as it was the source of everything.
So you're making a difference between the money that has been invented as an item and the energy of it?
Well, it's not a difference, but out of creation, out of the activity, out of the creativity of mankind, they just invented something to make trading easier. It's way easier to take a gold coin over the Alps rather than 200 chicken if you want to trade it. So money was a servant to make trading easier. It was always an energy, and it is. Now it's in form of a paper, in form of a Bitcoin, but the initial idea of money that derives from nature is, well, make your life easier, make trading easier, make it easier on you. So it was actually designed to be a contribution to our businesses, to our negotiations, to all of that. That's the energy of money. Make your life easier and not harder.
And this ease actually takes form of pleasure as well. So that's where now it's coming like together. What I was talking about. This ease is a
how
pleasure
it comes together. And if you look at money as something that makes your life easier, then what is first? It's your creation, your business, whatever you want to create, your creativity. And then there is money, the little helper that makes it easier. That's the energy of money, how it came from nature. Well, what did mankind do with it? Everybody is struggling because they think money is the most important thing on the planet. It isn't. It makes your life easier. And it is the result of your creation, of your creativity. It's there to help you and make your life easier.
So if I just develop what you said, it means that then if money creates this ease and I don't have the money, then if I choose the ease and I put it before, then it will create the money if that is one and only energy.
Well, money doesn't create ease. You create ease. You have a business. You are you, and you do what's fun for you. You have your business. You have your trading business, whatever, and then you add money to make it easier. It's the result of it. So money is never the first one. Money is always the result. So it's the creation.
Exactly.
It's you.
Thank you for that.
You are first.
Yeah, which is what you were saying at the beginning about the success. Now, you've said that the earth regenerates itself. Could you just tell me one more word about that, please? The earth regenerating itself?
Have you ever seen anything in nature that ever stops? A tree that stops growing, a plant that stops growing, nature that regenerates itself. There are earthquakes, there are big fires. There are fires in Australia like 6 months ago. Everything, it doesn't stop. It just starts over again and again and again and again. And it might be different, but it never stops. Nothing in nature ever stops. It always continues and continues and continues. This is how it regenerates itself. It just goes on.
You're talking about multi-orgasmic life, my dear.
Well, everybody could have it. And nature is for free. It just copy paste what nature does. You don't even need money.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Anything else?
Well, try it out. Give it a try. Watch nature. Copy paste nature rather than doing expensive business coaching classes. Start with that. It's for free. And then see how you can apply it to your own life. And just do it for the fun of it, okay? I do get we live in a certain structured reality at the moment, and you won't be able to trade, I don't know, with a plant instead of paying, okay? So don't exaggerate, but just as a game, as something, maybe it brings ease to you. Maybe it changes something. Give it a try and see what can you learn from nature.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This is very nice.
You're very welcome.
I really appreciate it. Okay,
thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you,
thank you, everyone. Thank you.
And see you soon for your classes. You're giving a class coming in about. You're giving a call online about what is that? What is it? The next one you're doing about being arrogance or something? No.
No, that was already. I'm doing actually a class about money, right? Riches. Where I will talk about how we can deal with money as the most dominant energy and how we can turn it into our servant so that we are the dominant one and money serves us rather we working hard. You can practice that. You can learn that.
That is awesome. I didn't see that. Thank you so much. And for those who want to, for all those who will see that conversation, if you have some curiosity about what you can create with money, and like I really recommend David Kubes' classes. This is absolutely awesome. So thank you so much, David, again, and see you later.
Thank you, Ivan. Good night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.